put out, when he needed to, and he's had good matches. I think he's had good promos. He's done what he's been asked to do. Like, I don't think he's looked tremendously worse than Braun Breaker, but Breaker is getting all the shine.
Yeah. I mean, there's other guys you could give the spot to. You could give. Oh, damn. I just figured it out.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in. It's the Takedown NSI Discussions. I'm Zack Heydorn. That is Rick Ucchino. And Rick, dude, we are 8 days out from WrestleMania in Vegas. It's going to be a hell of a week. Jeez.
Does it feel like it? Like,
not yet.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, I know it's like 3 weeks later than last year. Like, I'm seeing all the memories popping up on social media of Cody winning the title and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, oh yeah, they did do that at the beginning of April in Philadelphia when it was like 30 degrees outside, night one at WrestleMania. And I'm happy that my fat ass is sitting in a press box. And now I'm like, okay, no, we're going to Vegas now. All right, it's going to be 80 degrees. I'm going to be able to play some golf. Like, I'm already there, right? Like, I'm already in Vegas. I'm going to be there Tuesday through Tuesday. I'm going to get as much exclusive content here for the Takedown on SI, for the YouTube channel, and for the website as well. I know you're going to be joining me out there. We're both going to be at WrestleMania, so make sure to check a look at all of our socials and everything like that for everything that's going to be there. But yeah, man, I don't know. And it's like, I'm not saying this as an indictment like against the build or anything like that. It just doesn't feel like, I don't know. It hasn't hit me yet that WrestleMania is 8 days away.
It hasn't hit me yet either. And I think like Monday it will, as we're in like the go week for WrestleMania, but also like, it was weird. Like watching the, normally I don't watch Final Four games or for the last 5 years or so I haven't, because they've been on WrestleMania Saturday. And there I am last week, kicked back like, this is nice being able to catch Final Four. Here's the thing though, WrestleMania, they're 8 days away.
Yep.
They're almost there. The card is almost there.
It's almost full,
but it's missing some key components, perhaps. And that could come in the form of a Randy Orton match, which we don't currently have because of Kevin Owens' injury. It could come in the form of a women's tag match, which we don't have yet. We
know that Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are going to defend the titles. We just don't know against.
We don't know against who. Right. And we don't know if either of the women's Intercontinental or United States titles will be defended. So if you have two slots, let's say you have two slots left to fill in those three options, what are you putting in there? What are you putting in those in those three slots and filling out the card with?
All right, so let's kind of run things down. Obviously, we know the two main events. We got Cody, John, Sunday night main event. Roman, Seth, Punk, Saturday night main event. Tiffany and Charlotte. Spicy as that rivalry is, all of a sudden, we know they're there. Gunther, Jey Uso, Io Sky versus Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. That was made official on Monday. Yep. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the U.S. title, men's U.S. title. That was made official on Friday. Braun Breaker, Penta, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio. That was made official for the IC title. We know the women's tag title match. We just don't know the opponents. Thursday, Nick Aldis announced Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. And then we have AJ Styles, Logan Paul, Rey Mysterio versus Chad El Grande Americano. And then the one I'm honestly the most excited about, just for the sheer fact that it is the first non-title women's singles match that wasn't some gimmicky like bra and panties, Playboy pillow fight BS ever. Like ever. Like the
That's wild. The
last one was, oh God, what was it? Was it 18 years ago? 18 years ago, and it was like the Playboy pillow fight or whatever it was. But we're getting Jade Cargill versus Naomi. This is one that if you would have asked me a month and a half ago, do I think that this match is going to be on the card? I would have said probably not, but I'm hopeful. And here it is. Not only is it on the card, but thanks to the great performances of Naomi and Jade, and there actually being a good story for them to sink their teeth into, it's one of the most talked about and anticipated matches on the card. So that puts us at 12. So that puts us at 12 matches. If we think there's going to be 7 each night, there's probably 2 open slots. maybe 3 if they find Randy Orton another opponent. And that's kind of where I'm starting. Randy needs to be on this card.
Yes, he does. He does.
So if Kevin Owens isn't available, which he needs neck surgery, he's not, unless this is a giant work, which I don't believe it is. And that's based solely off of Kevin going on My Mom's Basement and all this stuff, and talking about this. Like there was no physicality, there was nothing last week, and then Randy Orton genuinely looked upset. It kind of like gave that nod of I still respect you. This is just me and you, not
our character.
To throw kayfabe out the window, right?
Yeah.
And then Randy Orton RKO's Nick Aldis, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, okay, first off, great callback, because all the way back in 2023 when Randy came back, Nick Aldis issued him that fine for when he RKO'd him, and he wrote him a check for $100,000, and he's like, the fine was only for 50, and he was like, oh, that's for next time. Well, he hit him again. He got the next time. Okay, so he's already paid the fine. We know that. But Nick Aldis has promised to address the Randy Orton situation tonight on SmackDown. Well, he didn't say tonight on SmackDown, but we're running out of time, so I'm going to assume that it's tonight on SmackDown. For me, you got to find Randy an opponent, and I start there. Who that opponent is, I don't know, man. I mean, to me, Nick Aldis seems like the logical choice, and I feel like there's enough there between them that you could ramp that up. The question is Nick Aldis ready to go? Like, right. Nick Aldis hasn't wrestled since he signed with WWE. What has it been, 2 years now?
2 years ago, yeah.
2 years ago. So, boy, oh boy, like that would be a tough turnaround. If it isn't him, who is it?
I think it's going to be him. I mean, I think that's where. I mean, because like to your point, everybody else is either taken, or if they're not taken, there's a reason they're not taken, and that's far below what Randy Orton would need for a WrestleMania match. So I think you're going to see Nick Aldis in the ring, and it's going to be weird because like there's never any mention of Nick Aldis like being like this active pro wrestler, championship level guy in WWE. Like he's been just GM strictly. So they gotta run fast on this one, but I think that's like probably the most compelling thing you can do given the circumstances.
Now, I agree with you. That's the most compelling story that they could do. If you're asking me who I would give that spot to, it's Carmelo Hayes.
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Different question.
Right. Completely different question, because really the only thing that you can go off of is the match that they already had with each other and the disrespect that was shown between each other. What was that? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, however long that was. So, I mean, this is a match that we literally just saw. Yeah. Randy Orton won clean as a sheet. It was a good win or a good showing for Carmelo. I feel like these two could have, balls to the wall second match if, at WrestleMania, like, please give Carmelo that chance. I don't see how you build that to something that people are really going to be intrigued by. I think they would be more intrigued by Nick Aldis, just be like, because there's a lot of WWE fans who have never seen him wrestle before, probably don't even know that he has wrestled. Yeah. You can educate them up with one quick promo exchange, and then all of a sudden he takes off the suit and there's this very, very jacked human being, and they're just like, oh, let's go.
Really? Wow.
But I think the better match would be Randy and Carmelo. So
yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see. I think Randy's going to be on this card. Now, maybe Triple H has something up his sleeve that we're not thinking of. But for me, I would give Carmelo the spot, because to me, this is a guy that should be on the same level, neck and neck on SmackDown, as Braun Breaker is on Raw. And he ain't there. Like he was the second pick overall, or one of the top first round draft picks to SmackDown, and he wrestled Cody on the first night and he lost, and then he wrestled AJ Styles and he won because AJ Styles hurt himself. And then, he's been putting on good matches when he's had the opportunity. He had that best of 7 series with Andrade. He competed for the United States Championship, and then now he's
not even on the show. Yeah.
Now he's in a tag team with The Miz. No disrespect to The Miz, but I'm just sitting there. I'm like, this is what we're doing with Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
Really?
It's just not what you thought where he'd be when you saw all like the push that he got in NXT. He's the guy down there, and then and then he comes up and he gets some good spots, and then it just doesn't pan out.
Yeah, well, he and Braun Breaker were
neck and neck,
1A, 1B.
Yep.
That's what it was. Like, those two should be tied together. Like, at this rate, Braun Breaker is going to be winning the Royal Rumble next year and main eventing WrestleMania before Carmelo Hayes even gets on the Mania card.
And the thing with that too is with Carmelo Hayes, not to like go on a Carmelo Hayes tangent here, but I don't, you don't look at him and his work and go, oh man, he messed up here, he didn't deliver there, and that's why he is where he is. Like he's put out, when he needed to, and he's had good matches. I think he's had good promos. He's done what he's been asked to do. Like, I don't think he's looked tremendously worse than Braun Breaker, but Breaker is getting all the shine.
Yeah. I mean, there's other guys you could give the spot to. You could give. Oh, damn. I just figured it out. Figured it out.
All right, let's hear it. Run it
out. Aleister Black, man. Aleister Black. That's who it is. Like, if you've been running the smoke vignettes, right? You've had them going for all you have to do tonight. All you have to do tonight, if you were going to debut Aleister Black, the SmackDown after Raw, or the SmackDown after Mania, just call him into town.
Do it early.
Get his ass to Seattle. Have Randy Orton out there cutting a promo with Nick Aldis. The lights go out. Aleister Black shows up. Black mass across the face. Let's go. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Like, that's the only thing that I can think of that they could do that outside of Nick Aldis himself, which I think is a stretch just because he's been out of the ring for so long. That's the guy to me. If you're going to go with somebody that you have, I mean, you haven't been using Andrade. I know Ray Fenix just showed up, but man, Aleister Black, that one intrigues me.
Yeah, that's good. And it's just so easy too, because like it is as easy as show up, black mass, and then just do the match. Like,
that's it.
That's it. That's all you need to do. Done. I mean, you may have like, I don't know. I mean, it depends on like what you think Aleister Black's going to be. Like, are you going to job him out at WrestleMania? Is he taking an RKO?
Oh no, he has to win.
So I don't know. I don't know if Randy Orton's going to be interested in doing that job, but
I mean, he might.
Right. He might.
Would KO have won at WrestleMania? What do we think? I mean, at this point, beggars can't be choosers. At this point, beggars can't be choosers, right? Like, Randy's going to be like, if I want to wrestle at WrestleMania,
I want to be on the card. Yeah.
I may have to put Aleister Black over. All right. And if Aleister Black ain't going over, I don't know if he's showing up.
Right.
So,
true.
If you know. But, so I think Randy versus somebody has to be on the card. That would put us at 13. And then I think it comes down to the tag team titles.
Yeah.
The WWE or the World Heavyweight titles with tag team titles. Mm-hmm. So you've got Street Profits versus pick any of the 5 teams they've been doing, because SmackDown has been doing really, really well with building up their tag team division. Or you have New Day and the War Raiders. Haven't really done a whole lot with them. Like, this program just started like 2 weeks ago. So if I had my pick, I'm going with the program that you have been building for months, and I'm doing Street Profits versus Motor City Machine Guns versus, I'm trying to think, DIY versus Pretty Deadly. Yeah, I think I'm going with Pretty Deadly.
Yeah.
You got those 4 fatal 4-way tag team match. I'm putting that on that card. No disrespect to New Day, no disrespect to the War Raiders. I just think, like, especially New Day, they have had their moments at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The Street Profits, in particular, Montez Ford, has constantly been screwed at Mania moments year after year after year. So if you're giving me that vote, I'm going with the WWE Tag Team Multi-Man match. That's what I'm going with at WrestleMania as my 14th match. If I can get a 15th match, I still don't know if I'm going with the World Tag Team Champions. I'm like, how are we not having Chelsea Green on this card?
Yeah, that's the thing.
How are we not having either of the new women's mid-card championships on this card? Because we already know, like Bayley and Lyra are winning, right? Like, that's the team.
Like, Lyra will be on the card. It just won't be.
Bayley will be too. They'll be competing for the tag team championships.
Right.
What they should be doing is fighting for the Intercontinental Championship in a triple threat with Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, man, they totally like ditched that, didn't they, with Roxanne?
I don't know why.
Yeah, something
I
happened
don't
there.
know why. Like, it would not have been that hard to weave Lyra into that instead of just dropping it completely.
Yeah.
And leaving Roxanne in purgatory in NXT. Like, Roxanne comes up, she finishes second in the Royal Rumble, she's qualifies for the Elimination Chamber match, she's got this program that she's building with Bayley, and then all of a sudden, bleep, that's completely dropped, and now she's randomly showing up on NXT, putting people over, and now she's in Ava's office on NXT begging to be put on Stand and Deliver. I'm like,
it's crazy. I mean, yeah, she's losing to Kalani Jordan. Like it's yeah. I'm with you actually in terms of how you laid that out. I think you definitely you go the SmackDown tag titles for sure. That's been a prominent part of that show on a week-to-week basis. And I think, they've invested a lot into all of those teams. So that gets the green light from me. And to your point about Chelsea Green, like you got to have her on the show. I mean, she's so entertaining.
The entire Green administration.
You gotta have it. You gotta figure out a way, even if it's like some, I don't know, even if it's like some annoying celebrity crossover thing or something, or some like sponsored segment or something. Like, you gotta get her on. She can do that type of thing on a big show like WrestleMania as good as anybody else can. And it could be in the middle of the card somewhere. She doesn't need a 20-minute title defense, but you got to put her on. I'm with you.
Okay. So again, kind of similar to the Aleister Black situation. I'm running through my mind. Could you put Chelsea on the card in a very quick segment, right? Like something like 5-6 minutes, because she doesn't need a lot of time. She'll steal the show.
That's it. That's what I mean. No,
with whatever amount of time she's given, just being on the card is what matters, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Now she's building up something with Zelina Vega. Is that enough to make it to the card? That way, I don't even remember them being on the show last week. So they've kind of already.
I think that's like a next week thing, or like a Friday before Mania.
Yeah. So maybe they do that as like a Friday before Mania thing.
Yeah.
On SmackDown.
Right.
Chelsea wins. She rolls out there on WrestleMania Sunday, whatever it is, whichever, card has less matches. She rolls out there on Sunday and she's, delivering an address, as, the leader of the Green administration, and she's got her secret Hervis and everything out there. And then,
so great.
Yeah, she could be like on her high horse and so confident and be like, she could do the AJ Lee thing where it's like, I will issue an open challenge to anybody who has yada shit, blah, blah, whatever spiel you want to go. Drop Becky's music. She comes out and she Bianca Belairs her ass and, takes the title away. Something like that. Or Julia or Stephanie Vicker or somebody like anybody, Roxanne Perez, for example, like anybody that is an up and coming women's star could take that spot. Becky could take that spot. There are a number of people. And I think that's part of the reason why, for me personally, this doesn't feel like WrestleMania season yet, is because I was expecting Becky to be back by now and she's not. And it's pissing me off. But I digress. Asuka could show up if she's healthy again. Kairi Sane could show up. Something like that. Give me a surprise. Give me a return. Give me something newsworthy and use Chelsea to put that segment over. That's how I'd get Chelsea on the show.
I agree. Yeah, Becky would be awesome. That would certainly make for they like to do like the WrestleMania moments type stuff.
Yeah.
That would be one. Let's pivot. Let's keep talking about the women here for a minute, but let's talk about Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair from SmackDown. Train wreck of a segment. I was there live to see it.
That's right. I forgot.
Watching it just at all like burned to the ground.
Okay. Like, you're listening to this go down in person. Like, did you know there in the crowd, did you get the sense that something was amiss, that something was wrong?
Very much so. Very much so. I feel like, and I watched it back, you can tell a lot better when you're in the building and okay, when you're in the arena, right? The ring is it's a lot smaller than it looks like on TV when they shoot it wide. When you're there, it's like, man, yeah, they're across the ring from each other, but that's 20 by 20, man. Like, it's not this big space. And when Charlotte like walked halfway to the middle of the ring and started like, where she essentially blew up the whole promo and just started going rogue. Yes, you could tell. I was like, whoa, there's something happening here. Like they're A, not on the same page. They're B, not liking what they're saying to each other. And C, I have no idea where this is going next. And the thing is, like, it made for compelling train wreck like content, right? Where you're like, I can't look away. This is really interesting. At the same time, it did come off a little unprofessional too. I mean, WWE does not have people in the ring going into business for themselves. Like, that is so not the formula as they, break revenue records and sign all these deals. Like,
Sure.
They don't risk that kind of thing. And so this was interesting. The news came out, and then I'm going to toss to you that, yes, they went off script on this. Some stuff agreed to, other stuff was not agreed to. And then the segment kind of melted down from there. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing some reports and melding them.
No, but you're totally right.
The gist was that.
As far as what the reports are. Anyway.
Yeah. So let me ask you, is this entertaining pro wrestling, or is this bad pro wrestling? Which where you fall on this argument?
To me, this is, how's this for a reference? This is Apollo 13. This is a successful failure, is what this is. Okay? Because the mission was not like accomplished in the way that they wanted it to, but it still was.
It was, yeah.
Because ahead of that promo, people weren't talking about this match as one that they were excited to see. They weren't talking about this match at all. Really, it was just like, oh yeah, Tiffany and Charlotte, the match is going to be good, but let's just get there. Okay. Like, that was basically the gist of this. Now it's spicy. Now it's personal. Now there is some baggage that you could bring into this. And now there's some meat on the bone other than I'm blonde, you're blonde, I'm a younger you. Let's go fight over the WWE championship. Like, WrestleVotes radio, like Backstage Radio, had like a rundown. I don't know how accurate of a rundown it was of what the promo was supposed to be, and I'm not going to get, because I can't remember it all. I'm not going to try to get into it. Let me just tell you, this was better than what we saw in the script, because it was real, it was personal. And was a line crossed? Abso-freaking-lutely. Yes, a line was crossed. Some things were said that should never have been said on television unless they were cleared first, right? Like, but at the same time, we applaud Christian for crapping on dead dads across America. Okay, so 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. That said, there were some very personal things that were said. There were some lines that were crossed. But if the reports are accurate, I can't really fault Tiffany for fighting back. For weeks, she has been talked about as though she is just getting steamrolled by Charlotte Flair in this thing. And then once again, Charlotte just is taking over a segment. Again, according to reports, taking over a segment, just kind of running her down and mimicking her voice and this, that, and the other thing. And it was like, okay, Tiffany, not that experienced on the main roster, never been in this kind of situation before, never even had a WrestleMania match. So it's her first WrestleMania build. Like, this is one of those moments where she needed to step up and assert herself. And she did. Did she cross a line? Absolutely. Like I said.
Yeah.
But she had to fight back. Like, I don't fault her necessarily. Should there be some heat on her? Sure. Charlotte as well.
Yeah.
But hey, people are talking about this match now, aren't they? And at the end of the day, isn't that what WWE wants? They want intrigue. They want people to be talking about them. They want to get eyes on this. I don't know about you. I'm sure as hell interested to see what Tiffany and Charlotte are going to do tonight. Would I have said that this time last week? Absolutely not.
I'm right there with you. I think when you look at the totality of like what has happened between the two of them throughout this build, it's like Charlotte has been the steamroller. And you'd think ideally, like, okay, you've got this veteran. She's been in WrestleMania main events. She's been in big time matches. Like, okay, she's the perfect person to carry Tiffany Stratton through this first big feud. But it became clear, like
her and Becky with the NXT championship.
Right. Well, I mean, it's just exactly. You'd think that like you'd have a partner in this, and instead it became clear 3 weeks ago that Charlotte didn't have any interest in that. Charlotte was just going to go out there and do her thing. And she was steamrolling Tiffany. And look, it's kind of like, I would never tell my children to fight somebody, right? But if they did, they would suffer consequences from me as their parent. But then I'd probably turn around and go, well, hey,
did they deserve it?
They deserved it, but they're also going to get consequences because you don't fight. And in this instance, it's like, well, Tiffany needed to do this. Charlotte deserved it. And yeah, she's going to have to suffer some consequence. She's going to get some backstage heat, I'm sure. But in 10 years, is Tiffany going to be better off because she did this and because she kind of stood her ground in her first WrestleMania build? Like, if she becomes something, if she becomes this big time star, I think you'll look back on this and go, well, that was good business on her part. We don't know yet, though. We just don't know.
It's a learning experience at the end of the day for her, right? Yeah. Like she's 25, man. Like, could I have handled that situation any better when I was 25? Hell no. I probably would have cowered in the dang corner. Like, please, Miss Queen, just take my damn championship now. Yeah. Thank you. Bye. You're better than me. So yeah, no, I think at the end of the day, like I said, I think this just builds more intrigue. They now have some things that they can build off of. And, I think if they choose to do it, they can continue the spiciness, but get everything approved ahead of time.
Right.
And I think that's what they should do.
I was thinking this is one of those things where, like, I don't know if you can get the feud hotter than it is right now with anything. Like, so it could be one of those things that you just leave video package and then that's it.
I mean, at this point,
go to WrestleMania.
At this point, like, I wouldn't put it past WWE to just have like Charlotte talking to Kaiser and catering or something.
There you go. Right.
Like, in all honesty,
Dude,
like that's how I see them.
Yeah.
Amping this up.
Vince definitely would have went that route.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
For sure. I don't know if Hunter will do that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But hey, if you're Kaiser and you don't have anything going on at WrestleMania, sure, interject me into one of these WWE title programs. Let's go. I'll be in her corner.
Yeah,
we can have some comedy stuff, but I don't want that because WWE has a history of making women's title feuds about men. So let's not go that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you're Kaiser, you're sitting backstage, and you're trying to, now all of a sudden you're involved in this women's feud, and you're attached to Tiffany Stratton when you've never been mentioned by her before.
Like when he's hearing that, he's probably just like, what the fuck?
What the hell?
I didn't do anything.
The right hook out of nowhere.
I got the receipts. Here's her DMs. Here's mine. I've never messaged this woman.
Oh my God. All right. Let's pivot to AEW for a final topic here. Coming out of Dynasty. Strong pay-per-view collectively with some, I think, head-scratching moments, including, the finish of the main event, which you nailed, by the way.
I was going to say, give me my flowers because I'm the only one who said
I did
his guns. He sticks to his guns, and he did.
You nailed it is the best you're going to get from me. I'm bitter. I'm a bitter man. But we saw the return of the Young Bucks. Of the Young Bucks. They come out at Dynasty. They help Jon Moxley essentially beat Swerve. And then on Dynamite, we got what I thought was strong follow-up from them. Like,
all right, please explain this to me because full disclosure, I have not watched Dynamite.
Okay,
yet.
I'm going to explain.
I ended up falling asleep Wednesday in my daughter's room and didn't wake up till 3 a.m. and haven't had a chance to watch it yet. So catch me up.
So they come out and they basically reveal 2 reasons why they did what they did. Was one, they wanted to help their friend Adam Page. Page said that he never wanted Swerve to win the world title again, and they helped him do that. Okay, check that box. That works for me. And then they also said, and we wanted to essentially extend an olive branch to Jon Moxley and the Death Riders, that we could work together. We're not here to thwart anything that you're doing. Just, look our way at some overtures that maybe we can work together. So that happened. Then Kenny Omega comes out, basically trashes the Young Bucks, says that, he's not out for revenge, but he wants to fight them right now. And Okada comes out and they, kind of have a little bit of a stare down. Right. Okay. Swerve comes out after that. And the lines are drawn. It's Swerve and Omega on one side. And then you've got Bucks and Okada on the other side. The makings of either a, double or nothing battle in the arena match or whatever they call it. Maybe a
Anarchy in the arena, something like that.
Yeah, Anarchy in the Arena. Yeah. Or Blood and Guts. I mean, you've got some pieces on the game board. I like this. I was worried that the Bucks may get into like, Bucksy type stuff, like meta stuff, and just kind of where you're kind of
sucking on purpose kind of thing.
Exactly. Yes. And this made sense. They're going to help their friend. He's made it abundantly clear that he doesn't want Swerve to win the tag title or the world title. So they're going to do that. And, now they're going to try to align with a powerful force in the Death Riders. Like, I like this version of the Young Bucks. And I don't know, man, how much value like they have to AEW at this point, because you've got so much other talented guys. And this was the beginning of something in my eyes. Like, I know you didn't see it, but listening to how I'm outlining it, does it have a future?
I mean, it's got to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who were very, very upset when Swerve didn't win, myself included, because to me, the finish was Hangman Adam Page choosing to help Swerve, because he was a very conflicted man. We all saw it. And I'm just like, oh my God, if Hangman Adam Page gives the buckshot lariat to Moxley and actually helps Swerve win this, like, I might literally throw my chair in excitement. Like, that's what I wanted. That's what everybody wanted.
Right.
That obviously did not happen. There was a lot of shenanigans and everything like that. And I'm just sitting there like, okay. All right. So we didn't get that, but clearly Swerve is still going to win this, because who else is left? The lights go out. Crap. Right. The Young Bucks are there, and, EVP trigger and all of that. So I'm just sitting here and I'm like, okay, damn, like, what is the end game? Because I don't see the end game right now. And I feel like this Moxley title reign, when did he win it again? He won it in
October. Yep.
Right. Okay. So it's 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
He's been champion for 6 months. He's getting the same kind of reactions when he retains the title that Roman Reigns did in year 3.
Right.
Like, oh my God, somebody beat this man already. All right. So it's like, that's where fans are in AEW, like, right now. And typically I will say, okay, well, you can't just listen to the hardcore audience. But in AEW, you kind of have to, because they're the heartbeat of your entire organization. So I'm sitting there going, okay, if you're not going to pull the trigger on Swerve at Dynasty, when are you pulling the trigger, and who is it? Or like, is it going to be Will Ospreay at All In?
I think so. Yes.
Or is it going to be Hangman? Like, what is it going to be? Whoever this we didn't find out who the wild card is yet in the Owen.
We did not. No.
Okay. So it's like, is it going to be the wild card? Are they waiting until Darby hopefully doesn't die on Mount Everest? Like, what is the end game here? Because that's what I've always thought the end game was Darby. Is it going to be Will Ospreay now? Like, how much longer does this have? Because it doesn't feel like John should have the title for much longer. Like, I just don't see where the end I was able to get through the Roman Reigns stuff because I saw the end game, right? Like, okay, it wasn't going to be Jay because it's going to be Cody. Okay. It wasn't Sammy because it's going to be Cody. It wasn't KO because it's going to be Cody. And then it wasn't Cody. And then I'm like, oh, damn it. All right. Then a year later it was Cody. And I'm like, all right, see, I saw the end game. All right, we're good. Yeah. I don't know what the end game is.
I mean, I think if Ospreay ends up being the end game on this, I think they'll have something with that. I mean, I think you'll have an audience that is just as happy for Ospreay beating Moxley as they would have been if Swerve would have. Wow, it's going to take a little bit longer, yes. But like, when you look at like the, kind of the, I don't know, I'm not a big, like, in the weeds ratings person, but like AEW has slowly grown small bits and pieces along the way here in 2024 with Mox as the champion. So it's like, it's not like it's like totally killing the business.
No, it's not, but it is holding them back, because I don't equate their recent run of success to the world title picture, because that's been arguably, and this is no disrespect against Mox, like Mox is my guy, but it has been the worst part of the show. It has been, whether it's been Copeland who's been involved, it picked up when Swerve was involved, but when you have the women's division, which is hotter than it has ever been right now, led by, timeless Toni Storm. I thought her match with Megan Bayne was
I thought it was great. I love that.
Spectacular.
Match.
Exactly what it needed to be. She came off looking like a total star. And then Toni just has the invincible move of the small package. Like nobody can counter the small package, not even the mighty Megasis. You have Mercedes Moné, who has been, on a heater. Her match with Julia was pretty good. It wasn't, the string of great matches that we've seen her throw together. But you've got Harley Cameron, who's getting over. Chris Statlander, Thunder Rosa, like all of these girls are there. Like there's so much that there's a lot going on. They just brought Athena back. Like that match that Athena and Mercedes, or the series of matches they're going to have, could feed families, right? Like there's a whole lot going on with them.
You didn't see Dynamite yet, but I mean, Chris Statlander and Thunder Rosa last night was a heck of a match in the tournament. So
good.
Even matches like that are delivering.
Yeah. Hangman Adam Page, whatever he does is spectacular. They've gotten MJF back on track. The Hurt Syndicate have been great. The TNT title picture, not so much, but they've ramped it up, with Danny and Adam Cole. And now Adam Cole is a champion. So they finally give him the singles title for the first time since he signed with the company 3 years ago. Granted, he missed a lot of action due to injury, but there's a lot of good things that they have really started to build momentum with. So while the Moxley title reign has had its moments, it has always been one of the more, universally panned things on the show. It's always been, this is great, but that was a great show, but, and I think people are just ready for something different. And I just don't know what the end game is right now.
We'll see soon enough. Hopefully. We'll wrap up there. TBD. Guys, thank you. Thanks for hitting play on the show. Make sure that you like the video and subscribe. We've got some great stuff hitting the channel here in the next few days. Rhea Ripley, an interview that I did with her, is going to be dropping on Monday, so you guys can check that out. We caught today, WrestleMania.
Today, Kevin Knight
3
will be dropping as soon as I edit the video.
It's going to be, and then we've got all sorts of WrestleMania content planned for next week, as Rick said. So keep it locked here. Again, like, subscribe, and we'll talk to everybody really soon. Rick, any final words?
Enjoy the weekend, everybody.